Second inning, 1, 2, 3 inning. Perfect. You know what? Have this in all games and have this in all just life in general. Things aren't going your way. You know what? Mercy rule. I got a bad take. Just mercy rule on the segment. I'll be back next segment.
That's it. If I flub a word, we call it a day. We come back tomorrow. I love it. I love it. All right, moving on now. So J.J. Watt announced yesterday he's taken his talents to Arizona to join the Cardinals. J.J. said he wanted to play for a contender, reportedly mulling the Packers, the Browns, and the Titans, yet he picks the 8-8 Cardinals. 2 years,
JJ's ready to go.
$23 million guaranteed. Hey, I don't know. Maybe Texans could have possibly have gotten something back for him after all with that kind of money. Here's JJ on a new chapter in Arizona.
I'm very excited. My wife and I are very excited to be here. Mr. Bidwell, Steve, everybody here has been unbelievable so far. And I'm just excited to get started. I'm very excited to get started, get to work, get to know the people of Arizona, and to go to work to try and help them win a championship. And the one thing that I can promise you is I'm going to work my ass off every single day to make you proud. And I'm very proud to be a part of the Bird Gang and the Red Sea. So let's get started.
Bird Gang.
$23 million, and he has to carry his own sneakers. They have little sneaker bags. Brandon, how surprised are you JJ ended up signing with the Cardinals? With all the teams we were discussing this past week.
Right. I know, and then there was a report that the Colts were in on him and offered them the most money, and he turned that down. So I'm surprised because I thought it was about winning. You know, from a football's perspective, it makes sense. You know, this is a dude that loves to play the 4 technique. Now you pair him with Chandler Jones, and now you can let him use his natural slip and speed the power, which is going to create havoc for anybody on the opposite side. So this could be a very impactful move for that defense. But when you think about winning championships, I just don't know if the Cardinals have enough. Like, I love the pieces that they have, but when you compare them to other situations, I'm not sure they can compete. When I was going through my situation from leaving the Jets to going to the Giants, I was looking for good management. I wanted stability at the management level. I wanted good ownership. I wanted a winning quarterback. I wanted a number one receiver like Odell Beckham Jr. so I can then slip into the number 2 spot and get better matchups. And I wanted a top 5 defense. And when you look at JJ, I'm looking at this situation. I'm like, all right, you have Chandler Jones. It's reminiscent of the 49ers when they had Justin Smith and a young, spry Alden Smith. And then you have D-Hop and Alden Smith. And then you have D-Hop and you have Kyler Murray. But outside of that, you know, I'm not so sure where the championship is. You have a good coach, and we're still trying to figure out who he is. Management is okay. So I don't love it, but, you know, who knows what his process was and what he was trying to accomplish in this offseason.
Listen, I don't begrudge him for his decision. He chose great weather, great golf, great money, great lifestyle. Good for him. He's earned it. But obviously, it wasn't about winning a championship. And that's fine. I'm not judging him, by the way. The idea that every athlete is obligated at near the end of their career to chase a championship is belied by the fact that often when guys do chase championships, they get criticized for that too. But forget the Cardinals winning the Super Bowl. Right now, I offer you an even money bet. You have to pick a side. What side you picking? The Cardinals win their division or the Cardinals finish last in their division? Because I'm picking finish last every time. Seattle, the Rams with Stafford, San Francisco back healthy, and then you have the Cardinals. Maybe Wilds, he chose the Cardinals because it would have been too much of a culture shock to go from a Bill O'Brien-led team for so many years to an actual good coach. So Cliff Kingsbury, it's more warm and comfortable. He's like, oh, a poorly coached, poorly run team. Okay, makes sense. I don't know, but I don't begrudge him the decision. What? I'm not allowed to say Cliff Kingsbury's not a good coach? That's the third rail where we can't criticize Cliff Kingsbury's unbelievable coaching resume. I think it's fine. By the way, I'm from Kansas City. If I was rich and had all these options and would I choose to live in Kansas City over Arizona? Probably not. So I don't blame him for that. but I don't think we can say the #1 priority was winning a championship, but he's not obligated for that to be his #1 priority, right?
You've also asked for him to go to Kansas City a few times. That you've said multiple times on this show. Please come to Kansas City. We've got great food. We've got all these fountains. You know, it's great. And you read and Patrick Mahomes, but then you're saying you wouldn't go back there. So, you know, I feel like you are a little bit mad at J.J. Watt, and it's manifesting in some Cliff Kingsbury.
That's not true.
Taking shots at Cliff.
Because I didn't think I thought he was going to go to Green Bay. Wilds. I wanted him to go to Kansas City. I never thought he was, but I think most people, Wilds, thought he was going to go to the best available place to win a title or go play with his brothers. I don't think many people saw Arizona as even in the top 10 most likely destinations.
But you never know. You never know.
The brother thing is odd, too. The brother thing is odd, too. It's like, hey, come play with me. Like, nah, you know, it's just we're going to be fighting all the time. It's just too much. Hey, you know who the secret big loser is here, Brandon? You know, your old buddy Russell Wilson. Look, we pulled up his schedule of players that he has to face. And I know he's telling Pete Carroll, like, hey, Pete Carroll, I'd like a little protection. Uh-oh, buddy. You're going to have to double down now. Look at this squad. He's got Bosa twice. He's got Donald twice. Now he's got J.J. Watt and Jalen Jones twice. Young and Sweat get them once. Khalil Mack get once. Darius Smith get once. Forrest Buckner once. Friend of the show, Cam Jordan. So the domino effect here, Brandon, is that Russell Wilson, I'm not demanding a trade, but by the way, if I were to demand the trade, these are the 4 teams that I would accept a trade to. I feel like we have to ratchet that up just a little bit more if he's tired of getting hit, and this is the gauntlet of opponents he has to go through. Plus, we don't know he's the 17th game. Who knows who that's going to be? Probably throw another, great defensive player on there for the 17th game, too.
Yeah, I agree with you. If I'm Russell Wilson right now, I'm probably flying from the Bahamas or Mexico, wherever I'm at, and I'm going straight to Seattle. I'm like, guys, we have to figure this out right now. Are you going to let me go? Or who are we going to draft, and who are we going to bring in from a free agency standpoint to protect me? That was his #1 thing, is like, please protect me because of who I'm going up against twice a year. And now it only gets worse with J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones. And that 4 technique and him being able to go back into that same position is critical. This dude can now naturally play and use the moves that he does best. This guy, you're talking about J.J. Watt. Now, I know I've been talking